Shabbat Shalom and Good Yontov. At a planning session 1 year ago, the senior leadership of Park Avenue Synagogue sat together dreaming about the future of this institution. And why not? It was the first year in more than a decade where there were no open clergy or senior staff positions, no ongoing construction projects, no COVID or second-order consequences from it, and no lay leadership transition. We'd overcome our biggest challenge of the several years before, as the community was showing up in person following COVID. The high holidays had been a success, and everything pointed toward this past year being one focused on playing offense and creating our future. And then October 7th happened, and everything changed. Israel was, and sadly still is, at war. The atrocities of October 7th still vivid in our minds. Israel's war was now with enemies from outside her borders, and very quickly the battle shifted to the streets of New York City and across the country. Uncertainties and emotional struggles remain to this day. Not only would our longer-term plans have to wait, but we at Park Avenue Synagogue had to pivot. The needs of our community had changed, and we needed to respond. Our community was showing up in record numbers for Shabbat services, for guest speakers, for travel. In fact, you showed up for everything, in person and online. People needed to be together for understanding, for comfort and companionship, spirituality and prayer, and for hope. And it was Park Avenue Synagogue where you chose to show up. It wasn't the first time in our 142-year history that there was war in Israel or adversity in our own streets, so your current leadership gained inspiration from those who came before us, and we powered on. So how'd we do it? 4 ways, each beginning with the letter R. First, resilience. We didn't panic, we compartmentalized our emotions, and we reprioritized our efforts. Clergy and staff acted with professionalism, excellence, and compassion to support us, the community, even though and while they were, and sadly still are, dealing with the struggles of their own family and friends in Israel. And the lay leadership of the synagogue showed up as well. Many thanks to our Board of Trustees, Advisory Council, Committee in Arms, and my officer partners, Erica Friedman, Paula Gindel, Lauren Klein, Melissa Raskin, Stephanie Katz-Rothman, Andrew Siegel, and our president, Lizzie Marcus. Thank you all for everything you do on behalf of Park Avenue Synagogue. Second, resources. Our superb administrative team, led by Executive Director Valerie Rousseau, worked tirelessly to respond to the last-minute programming changes and additions, to accommodate the greatly increased community attendance, to keep our facilities clean, and to make Park Avenue a sanctuary of safety in a world that did not and does not always feel so safe. All of this while keeping the regular operations of the synagogue running smoothly. Valerie, we are incredibly grateful to you and your team. Third, resourcefulness. Our programming and clergy teams pivoted programming content to address the issues of the day. We added conversations and counseling sessions ranging from understanding the history of the conflict in the Middle East to helping people work through their emotions and struggles. Our rabbis added prayers to services and have not stopped helping us understand, while our cantors provided us inspiration and adapted their selection of music to reflect the moment. We are blessed to have such an amazing clergy team, including our rabbinic team led by Rabbi Cosgrove and with Rabbis Zuckerman, Zosmer, Kaufman, Samson, and Pink, and cantorial team led by Cantor Schwartz and with cantors Davis, Reisner, and Fox. Thank you for leading us intellectually, spiritually, and emotionally. And fourth, we served as a welcoming and inclusive place where congregants could not only be together, but hear, share, and understand different perspectives of the many complex and complicated issues that we face today, and participate in civil discourse with the fourth R, respect. I believe it is respect that is at the center of what makes our community show up, care, support, and thrive, especially during these challenging times. But our community went beyond just showing up. You stepped up. We weren't just physically present, we were emotionally connected and engaged. We asked how we could help each other think beyond the regular programming and provide for support to those in Israel, and we acted with fervor. Rabbi Thompson led efforts to help our youth and their parents deal with rising and prevalent anti-Semitism, hosting sessions at Park Avenue Synagogue, but also in our private school communities. Rabbi Cosgrove was out in front leading the conversation in the broader Jewish community. And no one will forget, standing right here at this podium, his call to action for this community to support Israel through UJA's Israel at War campaign, in 1 week raising well in excess of his initial $18 million target. Rabbi Cosgrove, we are blessed to have you leading our congregation all of the time and at every time, but especially for such a time as this. Thank you, Rabbi Cosgrove. And our community stepped up as well. In addition to your financial support, we supported Israel with duffel bags of socks and uniforms for troops, and in more ways than I have time to mention, and stepped up by selling out 2 solidarity missions to show our commitment to Israel and Israelis. And in recognition of the 1-year anniversary of October 7th, we are leading a resilience and hope trip to Israel. Registrations have been strong. There are still some spots available for mid-November. Here at home, you also stepped up in support of our annual Kol Nidrei Appeal. We exist for and because of you, our membership, and your support is critical to PAS being able to offer the extensive amount of quality services and programming that we do, and to do so in a safe and comforting way. And at times like these, the demands are greater, not less. Thank you in advance for supporting our Kol Nidrei Appeal again. And thank you to our many online community members who pray, learn, sing, and think with us from afar. Please support us by clicking on the donate button on the website, again or for the first time. Which reminds me of a story, actually, of a synagogue that had never received a donation from one of its wealthiest members, a Mr. Lo Notain. So the rabbi called Mr. Lo Notain and said, "I see your business is doing very well, and our records show that you've never donated to the synagogue." The rabbi asked if he would like to change that. The wealthy man replied, "Well, if you did so much research on me, did it show that my mother is quite ill with lots of medical bills? And did it show that my brother is unemployed and that my sister is broke and a single parent with 4 children?" And with great embarrassment, the rabbi replied, "I'm so sorry, I had no idea." To which Mr. Lo Notain said, "Well, that is the situation. And if I don't give to any of them, why would I give to you?" Fortunately for us, we do not have many Mr. Lo Notains in our community. In fact, quite the opposite. We have a very generous and giving community, and we are incredibly grateful for that. Thank you. So, as we begin this new year, we remain burdened and saddened by the war in Israel and much of what's going on around us. We will continue to support Israel, but at the same time, we will continue to be responsive to the needs of our community, as well as continue to look forward. Park Avenue Synagogue is our sanctuary here at home, a guiding light to help so many of us through these challenging times. We're thought leaders, providing a place for important national conversations about everything Jewish. We're leaders delivering spirituality through our excellence in music. And we will continue to create the synagogue of the future, one that is welcoming, inclusive, and helps our members continue to live meaningful Jewish lives. And beyond the programmatic, there's also the physical. We just completed the installation of a new sound system in the sanctuary that you can all hear, thanks to the generosity of a beloved congregant, Zena Stern. Zena, thank you. Because of your support, and in memory of your beloved Ernie, everyone can now hear the beautiful music and inspiring words. We are incredibly grateful, Zena. And we're currently evaluating a refresh of our almost 100-year-old sanctuary. The time has come for this planned second phase of our campus project begun almost 10 years ago. This sacred and traditional space, one filled with history and memory, and a place where the community convenes to share moments of happiness, sorrow, and everything in between, should again shine. Which reminds me of another story. A visitor to Israel attended a concert at the Moskovitz Auditorium. He was very impressed with the architecture and acoustics and asked the tour guide, "Is this beautiful auditorium named after Chaim Moscovitz, the Talmudic scholar?" "No," said the guide, "it's named after Sam Moscovitz, the writer." "Never heard of him," said the visitor. "What'd he write?" "A check," said the guide. So we are happy to accept checks, cash, credit cards, wires, gold bars, whatever you want. We're good. So as we all continue on our Jewish journeys and continue to navigate the challenges of the world around us, I ask you all to please keep showing up and to please keep stepping up. And we will continue doing our best to keep Park Avenue Synagogue the amazing community that it is. On behalf of the officers and board of trustees of our synagogue, I wish everyone a Shana Tova Mituka, a good and sweet year, a Gemar Chatima Tova. May you all be written and sealed in the book of life. And I pray for a year of health and peace for you and your families, for our brothers and sisters in Israel, and for Israel herself. Shabbat Shalom and Good Yom Tov.